Hi, I'm Charlie, I'm back, and welcome to the Hismario123 show, and have you ever wondered about video game cases? See, when I say video game cases, I mean the packaging that it comes in. Because sometimes you get things like the NES that comes in a cardboard box for no reason. Why? Who knows? Let's get into more depth on video game cases. So if we go all the way back to the Atari, and even before that, so can't think of the name of it, but whatever came before the Atari, the first generation and second generation, they used cardboard boxes, but these cardboard boxes didn't necessarily say that they were for the Atari or the ColecoVision or the other ones. They all had very similar boxes and could very easily confuse customers when buying video games. So, you might wonder, why am I only talking about the first two when the NES also uses these cardboard boxes? The thing with cardboard boxes, by the way, if you buy it, you're more likely to chuck out the cardboard box and just keep the little cartridge, like just the cartridge. This is Super Mario Bros. 2. But why is that? Who wants a random box of cardboard lying around their house? Anyway, I digress. When we get to the NES, there's actually labeling on the case. You can't see it from this camera, but trust me, it says Nintendo Entertainment System. This is so you can tell the difference between different games. So, if you wanted like an Atari game or a Sega Master System game, you would know that it's an Atari or a Sega Master System. And same with the NES. This was a thing that kind of started in the third generation of consoles. But then, of course, we move on to the fourth generation, which was the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive, depending on where you're from, and also Super Famicom, depending on where you're from. I'm going to use a Super Famicom box as an example, because it's what I have. The boxes look different, but it still applies. So, a Super Famicom box. This is Donkey Kong Country 3, or as it's known in Japan, Super Donkey Kong Country 3. And then some other stuff at the bottom that I can't read. You will see there's a little Famicom logo in the corner. This Famicom logo in the corner is once again here to tell the difference between the games. Pretty simple, am I right? But you see, it still comes in these flimsy little cardboard boxes that people chuck out, except for my Super Famicom collection apparently, because most of them are boxed. Whatever. But Sega, they knew what they were doing.
Nice.
Shouldn't have dropped that. Have a look. See, this is the game Columns. The Sega Mega Drive game. It's a puzzle game. You know how it be. The Sega Mega Drive games came in these plastic cases that you could open like a VHS. And it's very easy to store, because you're actually probably going to keep that. But then later in the generation, for some reason, they went back to cardboard boxes, weirdos at Sega, I don't know. But whatever. Let's move on to the Nintendo 64, or the 5th generation. I know I'm not talking about portable consoles, they're just in cardboard boxes. The 5th generation, Nintendo stuck not only with cartridges, but with cardboard boxes. This is Star Wars Episode 1 Racer in awful condition. I bought it in this condition. And why would they stick to cardboard boxes? Because once again, everyone is going to chuck out their boxes. This is a Japanese box. It does say it's a Nintendo 64 game, and so does that one. Same logo, this box is slightly different. But then you move over to their competitors over at PlayStation. Let's see what they're doing. CD cases. This is Rayman 1 by Ubisoft. Back when they had a space between Ubi and Soft. And it's in this little CD case. Granted, Europe has these awful CD cases that like fall apart when you open them. I don't know why, but it's still something that people will keep around. I do have a few loose PlayStation games, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, then we move on to the GameCube generation. This is where things get wacky. This is Mario Party 4, as you can see, in Australia, almost everywhere, comes in these plastic cases. Cool. What's the competition doing? Let's have a look. That's not a good example. Real World Golf, an NTSC copy. I'm kind of wacky like that. Plastic cases. More breakable than GameCube ones, but you know, it's a plastic case. And then we have the Xbox. What's the Xbox doing? Oh, plastic cases! Finally, the world has agreed on using plastic cases, which are easier to store but are worse for the environment. That's where you would be incorrect. This is a Japanese GameCube game, Animal Crossing Plus, because Animal Crossing originally released on the Nintendo 64. That's it, it's a very bad looking case, but it's Animal Crossing, or Animal Forest as they called it there. You see, it comes with this plastic sleeve, and then not plastic sleeve, this like cardboard sleeve with a plastic box inside. What are you doing, Nintendo? Like, I'm sorry, but what the hell's going on over here? But that, you know what, that's fine. The Wii. I've got like 50 Wii games over here, you can just see them for yourself. Plastic cases. The same size as a GameCube case. What's Xbox doing? Plastic cases. This is a bad game, Sonic Freeriders. What's PlayStation doing? It's actually a bit more interesting. The PlayStation 3 uses Blu-ray technology. This is Killzone 2. They use these Blu-ray look-alike cases. They say Blu-ray at the top. They're just Blu-ray cases with the Spider-Man font. If you got Killzone 2, I guess. And then the PlayStation 3's like case design evolved over time. It gets a bit weird. Whatever. But then the next generation, I forgot what number it is. I think it's 8. PlayStation you're still going with Blu-ray. This is Anthem. I have never played this. I got a Blu-ray case. What's Xbox doing? Thinner Blu-ray case, Minecraft. What's Nintendo doing? They're not following a trend. They're just doing the good old big plastic case. This Bayonetta. Also never played it. But then we move on to the Switch, which I guess is technically... We've moved to smaller cases. Now these aren't the same old plastic case. Oh no. And these aren't Blu-ray cases. These are their own special thing. It is bizarre. The same they're doing the same thing. They couldn't think of an idea. What's Xbox doing? I only have one Xbox. It's a bit different, but it's basically the same. This is Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. Technically also for the Xbox One and Xbox Series X, because it does both. And these use the Xbox branding, which originally started on Burger King games. Little fun fact for you. Wow, exclusive Burger King games for the Xbox and Xbox 360 just had Xbox on the side of the case. Anyway, that is the history of video game cases. So you know Nintendo, right? The creators of Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, Metroid, Animal Crossing, Pikmin, Urban Champion. Well, have I got a story to tell you? Now Nintendo and their music, we all love it. But do you ever want to listen to the music in a legal way? Well, you're gonna have to buy these CDs that are only available in Japan. This is the 30th anniversary Super Mario Bros. Music. We've got Mario and Zelda Big Band Live CD from Nihon Seinenkan Hall on the 14th of September 2003. We have Famicom Sound History Mario the Music, and the original soundtrack of Super Mario Odyssey. Now, if you ever want to listen to that music, you know, like from your phone, legally speaking, kinda. Now, all Nintendo music, bar Kirby Planet Robobot, I think, you can't listen to on Spotify. It's just not there. But on Spotify, sometimes there are accounts that re-upload Nintendo music. There's a popular one called Super Mario 64. That's not legally listening to it, technically, but it's on Spotify. Nintendo could probably take it down because that is definitely not Nintendo. Because they would have put all the songs in an album, not release them all as singles. Why would you release them all as singles? And then there's some other popular ones that I can't think of at the moment that upload several songs from Mario Kart. But something weird about that. Super Mario Odyssey, specifically Jump Up Superstar, is on iTunes. And I have bought it on iTunes. I don't have an Apple device near me to prove it, but I bought Jump Up Superstar on iTunes, so I can listen to Jump Up Superstar whenever the hell I want. So I had to purchase the song, unlike just listening to it on a free version of Spotify. Now you might be thinking, why does Nintendo not release their music on Spotify? Or pretty much any music platform, making the only way to listen to the full Super Mario 64 soundtrack legally being the little soundtrack feature in this game, Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Well, I have my theories. Theory 1. It's an American concept. As you may know, Nintendo is from Japan. Some of these things aren't very popular in Japan. People would much rather buy CDs, like Super Mario Odyssey original soundtrack, than have it on their phone. They have full stores specifically for selling CDs, like Tower Records. Music is a big thing in Japan, but pretty sure they like physical media a lot more. It's also most likely the same reason that in Japan they actually got Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 and Season 7 physically, whereas in the rest of the world we didn't get those seasons physically on Blu-ray and DVD. There's also a rental culture where you rent DVDs, like Blockbuster. That is kinda big. So I think Nintendo doesn't want to kill that, so they're just not going to put their music on Spotify, except for Kirby, because Kirby's made by HAL Laboratories, so maybe there's some sort of legal loophole. And also, technically, the music for the Super Mario Bros. Movie is also on Spotify, because that's an Illumination movie, so there's probably another loophole there. But still, it's pretty weird. Second theory, I just don't think Nintendo likes you having their products for free. You see, I feel like there was a very good reason, and multiple reasons, as to why Super Mario Bros. 35 was taken off after March 31st, 2023. First reason, of course, because they wanted to be weird. Second reason, because there was some financial thing, I'm not exactly sure, but there was some sort of thing that happens 1st of April. And third thing, I think they just didn't want you to have access to Super Mario Bros. For free, which is the same reason they don't release their music on Spotify, because you can have a free account on Spotify to listen to their music. That theory, I feel that could be correct, because Nintendo want your money, and they'll do anything for it. Almost. I find it ridiculous that Nintendo Switch Online controllers, like the SNES Famicom controllers, you have to have an account, Switch Online account for. Can't you just buy the controllers for the fun of, just take my money, Nintendo? Oh my god. I just personally think that Nintendo probably don't want you to be able to listen to their music for free. It's probably even the same reason the whole YouTube partnership thing happened, if any of you remember what I'm talking about. A while ago, there was this little partnership thing where you had to sign up with Nintendo so you could create Nintendo Let's Plays. And it was a bit ridiculous. You had to give them a cut of your hard-earned money, all so that they could make money off of gameplay of their own things, which legally they can do, but it's kind of scummy, because no other game company in the universe allows that to happen. Anyway, they are my two working theories on why Nintendo doesn't allow their music on Spotify. I'd love to hear their music on Spotify. I'm gonna be honest. There are a lot of times when I wish I could just open my phone and I could just listen to them, so I don't have to listen to covers that are on Spotify, because you can listen to Nintendo covers on Spotify. That's never been an issue. You can listen to a cover of the music from Super Mario Bros., but you know that it's just not correct. There is something off about the music. I'm not here to judge Nintendo, but I'm here to judge Nintendo. Nintendo, please put your music on Spotify. I have Spotify Premium, so you'll get a little bit more from me, I think. I don't know how Spotify pays out, even though I release music. I'm releasing this on Spotify, but I don't have that many viewers. And I'll listen to every album that you have Sincerely, a Hismario123. And you just will immediately cut to the next segment, which I'm about to start after I remember what it is. Sorry, I saw a message that I'm annoyed with. Game Wario. Okay. Game & Wario, a Wii U exclusive, kinda WarioWare game, kinda based off the Game & Watch series of Nintendo portable consoles. But also not really. Did people like Game & Wario? No. Game & Wario has pretty mixed reviews on the Wii U, and you know, it's not necessarily the most popular Wario game that's ever been released. It's probably the least popular Wario game that has ever been released. For a very, very good reason. What the hell is it supposed to be? Game & Wario is just... It's not micro games. See, micro games in the other WarioWare titles, like the one on the Switch or the one on the DS or the Wii or the GameCube or the Game Boy Advance. The micro games last like 10 seconds. In Game & Wario, it's like Mario Party minigames, but they managed to expand it to make it even longer. Sometimes it's a mess. Who knows? What is Game & Wario? And the worst thing about Game & Wario, why is it over $100 to buy now? I didn't buy this copy for $100. I bought it for like $20. Because it's a Japanese copy and it's not expensive in Japan. But if you want an English copy, tough luck. What makes Game & Wario so goddamn expensive? That is the question I am going to try to solve in front of your eyes. It's like a magic show. Game & Wario. Oh, Game & Wario. What the hell are you? As I said before, what the hell is Game & Wario? It's called Game & Wario. It's got the same font and style as the logo of Game & Watch. So, do you think that Game & Wario has any correlation to a Game & Watch? Like 1 or 2 games do, and that's about it? What are you doing, Nintendo? Or who developed it? Intelligent Systems. What the hell are you doing, Intelligent Systems? Yeah, fun fact that Nintendo doesn't develop every single game that they publish. Pretty sure they didn't develop DC Superhero Girls. But what makes a Game & Wario so expensive? Because if you look at other Wii U games, like, I don't know, Super Mario Maker, Splatoon, Super Mario 3D World, Yoshi's Woolly World, Star Fox Zero, Pokken Tournament, Paper Mario Color Splash, Mario Party 10, Mario Kart 8, New Super Mario Bros. U, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, they're not 100 plus. It's just Game & Wario, and Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games is Kai as well. I don't have that one, so I can't show it to you. But yeah, you get the point. It's wacky. Anyway, what makes everyone want Game & Wario? Is it because Game & Wario didn't sell very well, and now there's just very few copies out in the world? That's my working theory. I don't think many people cared about WarioWare, specifically Game & Wario, at the time. Because it's Wario. I'm sorry, but if you are buying a Nintendo, are you more wanting a Mario, a Zelda, a Pikachu, a Pikmin, Olimar, whatever, or do you want Wario? No one is very few people are going to say they want Wario. That's just a fact, and if you're going to sell it on a console that no one bought, the Wii U, it's not gonna be a successful game. And I'm sorry, but that's a hard-hitting fact. Game & Wario was bound for failure since its launch. And I think its failure to sell like more than 3 copies is most likely the reason Game & Wario didn't, or is now like extremely expensive. But 100 plus, that's like, you're getting to GameCube prices. Like, you should see the price of Paper Mario on the 1,000-year doll. That's like 200 300 bucks. Game Wario, how is that already at that level? It came out like 10 years ago or less. 2013, okay. Exactly 10 years ago. Happy 10-year anniversary, Game Wario. Fist bump. Audio listeners, I fist bump the game case. A Game Wario. It's insane. I can't believe it. It's a mystery to us all why Game & Wario is so goddamn expensive. And that is the Hismario123 show. Tame your phone, quackers.